Hey Canucks fans, welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary for Thursday, January the 3rd. I'm Clay Emo, I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter, I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm a founding member of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. You can probably hear the rain pit-pattering on my car, you can probably see it behind me or around me, but no amount of bad weather can dull the shine of Elias Pettersson and the Vancouver Canucks. The Canucks beating the Ottawa Senators 4-3 in overtime last night on Pettersson's game-winning goal. And I know many of you may have seen my 2-on-1 video already where I talked about Pettersson, but I have to cram everything into 2 minutes in there. At least this one I can relax a little bit, not speak as quickly. And I want to talk about Pettersson, I want to talk about the game overall, and I want to talk about the All-Star Game as well. So here we go. Elias Pettersson, he had a day for the ages yesterday. Check out what he accomplished. Firstly, he was named the NHL Rookie of the Month in December. That announcement came out in the morning. We know Pettersson won it in October. He let Rasmus Dahlin of the Sabres win it in November, and then Pettersson wins it in December and likely will win it in January, if not a couple other times before the season ends. Then, at lunchtime, it's announced that he makes the NHL All-Star Game on the Pacific Division team, obviously. The only Canuck, for now, that's on the team. I'll get to that in a few minutes. So Pettersson, hopefully, following in Boeser's footsteps and having a really good performance at the NHL All-Star Game later this month. An NHL All-Star Game and weekend that I am going to, as I've said many times before. Can't wait to go with my friend Father Harrison, and we are going to be in San Jose living it up at the end of this month. Then they play the game, and Pettersson gets a hat trick. A goal on the power play, a slap shot, two wrist shot goals, both from Brock Boeser, and one of them being the game-winning goal. So two things about this. The first one is it's his first career hat trick, which is amazing, and he becomes the third youngest player in NHL history to record a hat trick. Pettersson is 20 years old and just under 2 months, so 20 years and a bit. The only two players to do it quicker than him, Jordan Staal and Patrick Laine, who both did it before they turned 19, which is quite impressive. So not only that, the third youngest player in NHL history to get a hat trick in his first career hat trick, but then with his 7th game-winning goal, that game winner in overtime, he's tied with Gabriel Landeskog of the Colorado Avalanche for the league lead with 7 game-winning goals. And that breaks Pavel Ruki's Canucks rookie record for game-winning goals. Barry had 6 game-winning goals in 1990-1991. And remember, this is only the 43rd game for the Vancouver Canucks. So Pettersson could wind up with 10, 12, 15 game-winning goals by the time the season is done. On top of all that, a $425,000 bonus yesterday paid to him. 212.5, so $212,500 for 2 different bonuses. One for hitting 20 goals and the other for being named to the All-Star Game. So quite a good day for Pettersson. So put it all together, Rookie of the Month, All-Star nod, hat trick, 3rd youngest ever, game-winning goal, tied for the league lead, and $425,000 in bonuses. And Pettersson, we saw, if you haven't seen the video that the Vancouver Canucks tweeted out, you must see it. It's basically an ISO cam of him on his overtime shift, the 35 seconds or 40 seconds before he scored. And it was like a drill that you see as practice where you got to tag up at center and then go into the zone with the puck. He's that good. He was that skilled. He works that hard. And make sure you check that out from the Vancouver Canucks Twitter account. I've retweeted it as well, but check it out. And it's pretty cool to see the ISO cam. I really like what the Canucks do in overtime. They have Horvat and Virtanen start off. They're 2 fast guys, 2 strong guys. They try and control the puck and at least maybe create some mismatches. And then you see Boeser and Pettersson come over the boards, and you know that magic's going to happen anytime you get those 2 guys with a lot of open ice. And we saw it for ourselves yesterday. So that was also very impressive to see that. So a lot of things, and I also put a quick poll up on Twitter, gonna use it throughout the day, and it basically says, what's the most impressive part of Pettersson's game to you? I know everyone, you could say all of the above, but I gave 4, you can only give 4 options on Twitter, and I said, which of these 4 are most impressive to you? Is it his dekes? Is it his shots? It is his hockey IQ and vision, or is it his work ethic? And his compete level. And right now, his hockey IQ and vision is running away with the poll, but I think you'd agree that all 4 of those things are great attributes of his game. Let's talk about the rest of the team, shall we? You never thought that the Canucks were going to lose that game, despite it was scoreless for a while, the whole first period. And they peppered rookie goaltender Hogberg with 45 shots, and he played pretty well, but you could tell he's a rookie, out of position, not the best rebound control. So you never felt that the Canucks weren't going to win this game. Weird seeing Anders Nilsson recently traded that day to, wearing the Ottawa jersey with his Canucks pads, but hey, you only had a couple hours to get ready for this game. And yeah, the Canucks played very well. I could have done without the tying goal, Ottawa, with a minute left, what they did. 3 back-to-back blind behind the back backhand passes to each other. It was actually pretty sweet. And if the Canucks did that, I'm sure I'd be raving about it. But because it happened to us by Ottawa, I didn't like it, but it was a pretty good goal. And all in all, thank God the Canucks didn't lose in overtime or in the shootout, because we get our 2 points. We stay in the hunt for a wild card spot. We give Ottawa a point, but we don't really care because they're in the Eastern Conference. It would be horrible if the Canucks dominated that game, then lost it somehow in overtime or the shootout and only getting 1 point instead of 2. But alas, the Canucks win. Pettersson has his hat trick. Brock Boeser has a great game with 2 assists, both of those on the Pettersson wrist shots. Sven Berchi had a great game, 1 goal, 1 assist. The goal coming on the power play, and he's looking more and more comfortable as he comes back from his concussion, and we can see him being played, you know, either on the third line or maybe in the top 6, whatever it may be. And Alex Edler had a wonderful game with 3 assists, and he's having a really strong season, probably the best season we've seen from since the playoff runs from 8, 9, 10 years ago. Makes sense that he's a UFA, so whether he's playing for a contract or he's upping his trade value or a combination of both, whatever it is, I'm sure no one's complaining. I just noticed that my white shirt gets really whited out in this, but that's okay. Maybe it's because of the horrible weather outside. Okay, sorry for that distraction. Alex Edler, great game, 3 assists, and you know, as he continues to up his trade value as the season goes on. It'll be very interesting to see what the Canucks do with him come the end of February. Okay, last thing I want to talk about is the All-Star Game. I hinted that Elias Pettersson was the only Canuck so far. That's because the NHL is trying something new. They're calling it the Last Man In fan vote, where for 2 days, the hockey fans have a chance to vote the 11th roster player in for all 4 divisions, Pacific, Central, Metropolitan, and Atlantic, of course. It's a chance because the NHL wants at least 1 player from each team represented. That means a lot of really good players are left out. And in the West, or I should say in the Pacific Division, Brock Boeser is on there for the Vancouver Canucks. Giordano is on there for Calgary, and so on and so forth. So every team has 1 player listed for this last man in vote. So Canucks fans, I implore you to go to that website, go to the NHL website and vote Brock Boeser. I think you can do 10 times. And then you have to take a break. I don't know how long the break is. And then you can do 10 times again. Maybe it's only a day. Who knows? But make sure you get a vote in for Brock Boeser. Don't spread your votes out among any other Pacific Division players, because I want to see 2 Canucks players when I go to the All-Star Game. I want to see both Elias Pettersson and Brock Boeser. I want to see them playing together. Can you imagine playing together for the whole All-Star Game, for the 2 games or 3 games, however long or the 2 games, if they make it to the final, 3-on-3 hockey. Boeser and Pettersson, whatever they've been doing in overtime, we can see them do that throughout the entire game, and the rest of the NHL can see that as well. So go vote Brock Boeser as the last man in for the Pacific Division. And lastly, kind of interesting, every team was named yesterday for the All-Stars, and of course 10 players, not 11, because the 11th is the last man in. So 10 players, all the rosters had 2 goalies, but some of the rosters already had 6 forwards. No, actually, the Pacific Division already had 5 forwards and 4 D-men listed. No, that's wrong. I'm sorry. So the Pacific Division had 5 forwards and 3 D-men, because there's 8 skaters, because they have 2 goalies. So let's try that again. For every division, they named 10 players. 2 of them were goalies. So that means there were 8 skaters named. And some divisions have 5 forwards and 3 D already. Some have 6 forwards and only 2 D. So depending on the way the votes go for this last man in, some rosters could be 5 forwards, 4 D. I.e., imagine if Mark Giordano makes it for the Pacific Division, then we'll have 5 forwards and 4 D-men. Some teams will have 6 and 3, which is the standard breakdown, right? Because 3 shifts of 2 forwards and 1 D-man. But there's also a chance for those divisions that have a roster right now of 6 and 2, if they vote a forward in, then you could actually have some teams with an alignment of 7 forwards and 2 D. So whatever it is, it should make for some interesting hockey. But it doesn't matter the makeup. We don't care. We just care that Brock Boeser gets in so we can see 2 Canucks representing at the All-Star Game. So Canucks fans, there's a lot there. I spent the first few minutes on Elias Pettersson. I spent the next few minutes on last night's game. Power play, Edler, Berchi, Boeser, Pettersson. I spent like 30 seconds trying to figure out the best, and now that I figured out, the video's over, and now that looks a lot better, but why the video looks so funny, because of the white shirt in the rain. And lastly, spent the last couple of minutes talking about the All-Star Game and getting Brock Boeser in there. Leave a comment below on any of the above or any of the things I just talked about, or anything you want to. I'm in a good mood. The Canucks are doing well. I love to read, react, and reply as always. So subscribe if you'd like to. Like this video if you'd like to. And at lunchtime today, I'll be posting a video, a cover I did with my wonderful, talented friend Marie Huey, another wonderful, talented friend of ours, Maria Legayata. And it's not a Canucks song, but it's appropriate for the weather today. If you like old school R&B music, you'll love this. We did a cover of New Edition's Can You Stand the Rain? I'll post that just before noon today. All right, Canucks fans, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me. Stay dry. Enjoy the day. Oh, I forgot. Out of all these things, it's game day. The Vancouver Canucks play the Montreal Canadiens tonight. Game number 5 of their 6-game road trip. Back-to-back. They probably won't skate today, considering they played last night. So no lineup decisions to talk about, unless, of course, Josh Levo doesn't play. He got injured yesterday, only played 2.5 minutes. So that means naturally, if Brandon Sutter is ready, then he comes in, and that means either Goodobin or maybe even Marcus Granlund will sit. And if Brandon Sutter is not ready, then Goodobin just slides in the lineup. But yeah, we'll hopefully hear more about Josh Levo's injury today. Can't believe I went a whole 10 minutes without even mentioning that the Canucks are playing tonight. So it's game day. Enjoy the game. Enjoy everything else about today. Have a great day. God bless, and go Canucks go.